Talking about lying, one time Clotilde went to the pastor of their church, and she said, "Pastor, I wonder if you could help my husband, Boudreaux." She said, "He's a good man." He really is. He's a good man. But he lies all the time. He's one of them people that he would rather climb a tree to tell a lie than to stand on the ground and tell the truth. She said, every time somebody talks about anything that they've done, he's always done bigger and better. All the time. She said, every time somebody talks about fishing, he's always telling that he caught the biggest fish anybody ever caught. He always killed the biggest deer that anybody ever shot. He always has run the fastest that anybody could ever. Anything you talk about, he's always the biggest and the best. She said, "Is there any way, Pastor, that you could talk to my Boudreaux? He's a good man. Just help him to stop lying." So the pastor said, "Okay, I'll give it a shot, Clotilde." So he set up an appointment to meet with Boudreaux. They sat, they talked about it. He told Boudreaux that lying was a sin, helped him understand what sin is and all of this. And Boudreaux went along with it. Seemed like he was taking in everything the man said. Got up, went out of the office, went straight back to lying. So the pastor of the church, he's like so concerned because Boudreaux didn't seem to get the message. Clotilde came back to him after about 3 or 2 days. Clotilde came back and she said, "Pastor," she said, "Boudreaux's still lying the same that he did before. I don't know if your talk did any good." She said, "Can you try some other method?" The pastor thought about it. He said, let me give it some thought. I'll try something else." So a few days later, the pastor sees Boudreaux downtown, and the pastor had been thinking about the fact that he said, "Boudreaux looks at me as a man of God, a godly man who lives right." He said, maybe if he saw someone like me telling a lie that was so ridiculous that there is no way anybody could ever possibly believe it, maybe that would help Boudreaux to understand exactly how ugly lying really is. So the pastor sees Boudreaux downtown. He said, "Boudreaux, my friend, how you are?" He said, "You missed it at church on Sunday." He said, we sure did miss you. Of course, Boudreaux lied about why he wasn't there. And the pastor said, "You wouldn't believe what happened." He said, "I was right in the middle of my sermon, preaching away, and all of a sudden the back door of the church opened, and in comes a 9-foot-tall grizzly bear. Big old 9-foot-tall grizzly bear walks right into that church, walks straight down the center aisle, comes down to the altar, kneels down while I'm preaching, and starts praying. He said, no sooner has that happened than the back doors of the church swing open again, and a little tiny Chihuahua dog runs through them back doors, runs all the way up the aisle, jumps on the back of that bear while he's praying, and bites the bear and begins to eat him. And right there in front of the whole congregation on Sunday morning while I'm preaching, that little Chihuahua ate the entire grizzly bear. Now, he thinks he's made it good and ridiculous now, you know. He said, Boudreaux, can you believe that? Boudreaux said, may I? I believe that, Pastor. You know why? That was my dog.